Welcome back to The Mystery with Jensen and Marley. Like and follow our podcast on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Follow us on Facebook and text or email who you think did it to jensen@jensenday.com. And remember, do not reveal the mystery. Enjoy! The Knight family just arrived to Orlando, Florida. Their family vacation is extra special this year as they're celebrating their second eldest child's high school graduation. The family of 8 arrived at their hotel close to midnight on Thursday night. They pulled in their 12-passenger van that they rented from the airport, sluggishly dragged their bags into the lobby, and checked in at the front desk. There was only 2 employees working the night shift, the young woman working the front desk and the bellhop. The bellhop looked about the same age as their oldest daughter, Maya. He stacked their bags high onto 2 luggage carts and took off towards their room. But before he even got to the elevator, the bags began to fall. Their father, Mike, called for his kids to help the boy. Maya and her brother, Jake, got up to go help him. "Oh, you don't have to do that. It's okay. I can always make another trip," the bellhop insisted. "No worries. No need to make more trips than necessary. We don't care to help," Jake replied. "Anything to get us to the room faster," Maya remarked. "Yeah, I bet you guys are worn out from traveling. Where'd you come from?" the bellhop asked as they entered the elevator. "We flew in from New Jersey. Where are you from?" said Maya. "I'm actually not far from y'all. I grew up in Massachusetts, then moved here for college." "Oh, that's cool. I'm in school right now, too. About to be a junior. What about you?" Maya asked as the elevator doors opened to their condo. "Me too," the bellhop replied. "Well, it was nice to meet you, Jake, and Maya. And you are?" "Shane," replied the bellhop as the elevator doors slowly shut on him. The rest of the family joined them soon after, and they all checked in for the night. Their first full day of vacation was going to start off in a magical way by celebrating Independence Day at the happiest place on earth, Disney World. Maddie, the mom, woke up the family bright and early. They all put on their matching Disney-themed 4th of July t-shirts. They grabbed granola bars and Pop-Tarts for the road, slapped on their magic bands, and packed into the hotel elevator. As the family was walking out the front door of the lobby to start their magical day, Mark immediately noticed something was wrong. Within a few seconds, their son Trevor realized it too and called out, "Dad, where'd you park the van at again?" Mark hesitated. It should be right over here to the right. We parked in the second row, right?" Maddie had realized that they were right. "Yeah, we were in the second row, but I don't see it either." Their youngest daughter, one of a set of twin girls, and a sassy 13-year-old piped in. "It's basically a school bus. How could y'all have lost it?" Her parents ignored her snide remark as they did become concerned as to where the van could be. The family searched the parking lot several times around, but still none of them saw the van. They went inside and sat in the lobby, and Mark called the police. Once they arrived, they asked the hotel manager for security footage. Maddie became a bit panicked at this point because it was a rental van, and she wasn't sure how they were supposed to explain to the company that their vehicle was stolen from the hotel parking lot. As the manager went to pull up last night's footage, he realized that the last video was from 2 days ago. The manager looked at the police officer embarrassed. I don't know what happened. The last time I looked, the security cameras were working just fine." The police officer sternly replied, "Get those fixed immediately. This is an order," and walked away. Maddie and Mark followed him, and then Maddie really began to panic. "What do we do now? How will you find the van? Will we be charged by the rental company? We don't have any way of getting around here now, and we were supposed to be going to Disney World today." Mark touched her shoulder and whispered for her to take a breath. The policeman turned around and said, "I'm sorry, but I don't think you'll be going to Disney World today. I'll put out a 1075 for a stolen van and write a report for it when I get back to the station. I'll need the license plate number, color, and year of the van. You'll need to call the rental company about how they want to handle it." Maddie nodded and replied, "I'll pull up the email with the reservation details and get you that information. Thank you for your help." Maya overheard her mom and told her she had a screenshot of it on her phone and would get it done. Mark called the rental company and explained their situation. After Mark got off the phone, he let his family know that they would be getting another rental car, but it'd be at least 2 hours before they could be there to drop it off. The twins immediately spoke up. 2 hours? So we aren't going to Disney today? Avery bursted. That's ridiculous. Why would someone do this? Ava agreed. I'm starving, Miles screamed. Yeah, can we at least DoorDash, Dad? Their other son, Trevor, agreed. No, we already have to pay to get the new rental dropped off here. I'm not paying another $200 to order you all food. The Continental Breakfast is still open for another half hour, and y'all can go fill up on that. Their dad replied sternly. The boys went and got breakfast, and the girls went back to their room to get a couple of extra hours of sleep in. The new rental van arrived around noon. Maddie had already been on the phone with guest services at Disney and switched their tickets to tomorrow. So, the rest of the day, the family laid low and rested up. They were able to find a beach nearby to watch fireworks at that night, so 4th of July wasn't all that bad. The next morning, the family woke up bright and early once again and were even more eager to get their magical day started. This time, when they exited the lobby, the van was in the exact spot they left it. After some shouts of joy, they all piled in and took off for Magic Kingdom. Although they arrived early, the parking lots were already packed, so they had to park a little ways away. Where they parked was fairly empty, but far off, nearly to the woods, on the other side of the parking lot, was a black van that looked awfully familiar to the family. Jake noticed it first. Hey, that van over there looks awfully like the first one we had. Look, I think it even has a red sticker on the back like ours did. Kind of, but it could really be any black van, Maya replied. Trevor chimed in. No, Jake's right, but we would need a closer look. Can we not do this right now? Ava remarked. The wait for Space Mountain is already at 90 minutes. The siblings argued back and forth for a minute before Maddie jumped in. If you guys are so interested in this van, then you guys and your dad can go take a look. But we're going to the park. Fine, we'll go take a look at the van and meet your mom and siblings in the park. Maya, are you coming? Mark said. Sure, Maya replied. Maddie agreed. Sounds like a plan. We will meet y'all at Space Mountain. Ava, Avery, and Miles, let's go. So the family went their separate ways. The dad and older siblings on their way to solve their own mystery, and Mom and the younger kids finally getting their Disney vacation started. They had to walk nearly a mile to get to the van, but by halfway there, they knew that was the one they'd rented. What is this doing out here? Of all the places they could have driven to, why here? Trevor says as they approach the vehicle. Maybe they wanted to experience Disney World without the price tag, Jake remarked cheekily. As the siblings and their dad got closer, they realized something did look a little off about the van. The passenger seat window had a big crack in it, and the door handle was nearly hanging off. The family began to get an eerie feeling. Why don't you guys hang back for just a second while I take a peek through the window, Mark suggested. Moments later, Mark let out a guttural gasp at what he saw inside of the van. Jake immediately ran up to the vehicle, but he didn't let out a gasp or a scream. He was so terrified and just stood there silent and frozen. Trevor and Maya took small steps, but Mark told them not to come any closer. What is it? What's in there? Trevor yelled. Jake let out a soft whisper. Is that who I think that is? There's a person in there? Trevor exclaimed and ran to look. He gasped. Oh my gosh. Is that the bellhop from the hotel? Jake and their dad nodded their heads silently. Maya didn't say anything. She just whimpered. Trevor yelled out to her, "Call 911." After a few moments to gather herself, Maya reached in her pocket for her phone and dialed 911. Mark was already on the phone with Maddie, telling her that they may not want to get in line just yet. Their second day of vacation had turned out to be even worse than the first. The police arrived quickly. The scene around the van turned from confusion to chaos. Officers taped off the area and asked the same questions over and over. When did you last see the victim? Was the van locked? Did anyone leave the hotel during the night? Mark answered what he could. Jake paced nervously. Trevor sat crouched on the pavement, unable to take his eyes off of the van. Maya sat beside him, silent. She hadn't said a word since the police arrived. All of the siblings' responses to the police questioning were the same. He helped us with the bags, and that was it. But that couldn't have been it. Later, after statements were taken and the body was removed, the family was escorted back to the hotel. It was nearly dark now. The sky had turned a bruised purple. Fireworks crackled in the distance. Somewhere, other families were still having magical vacations. But for the nights, the magic was gone. Thanks for listening to The Mystery with Jensen and Marley. Like and follow our podcast on Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. Follow us on Facebook and text or email who you think did it to jensen@jensenday.com. And remember, do not reveal the mystery. Bye!